But one thing that does remain true is that humans are social creatures. And so I have a huge belief in the value of community. I think communities are going to be where our purpose lies. This is where this universal basic equity of owning a stake in the community that you belong to, whether it's an economic community, or whether it's a social community, or it's a commonality of purpose community. I think this is a really, really big concept. But generally speaking, community is everything.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. In today's video, Raoul Pal discusses why the world as we know it could look radically different by 2030. The convergence of macro, crypto, and exponential age technologies is underway, with the economic singularity, the moment when existing economic and financial frameworks will be made obsolete, rapidly approaching.
So at the end of this decade, this journey from here to now is knowable. We know that the everything code is at play. That allows assets to go up due to debasement. We know that tomorrow will be more digital than today. The exponential age told us that, and is provably so. Therefore, invest in the only two secular bull markets that exist right now, which is technology itself and blockchain technology. Blockchain has been the fastest adoption of any asset class in history. It was the fastest growth of any technology in all human history, but AI is now outpacing it. So we have to invest in these things. I kind of think of it as investing in our demise as we transition to a new economic system. There's almost nothing that can get in the way of this transition because AI is moving so fast that regulators have zero chance of catching up. And because it's globalized, it can just shift and morph. And so therefore you need the supranationals to do something about it, and that's going to take time. So there's almost nothing to do to slow it down. It's going to change the system. It's going to change how it works, and we can invest in it. So I think we've got 6 years to invest as much as we can, whether it's your brain power or your capital, and both if you can, to make as much difference to unfuck your future as possible now. Then, when 2030, 2032, whatever comes along, you'll be better prepared because financially, you'll have maybe got yourself in a position where you've got the house that you want and some security. Now, as we go through the 2030s, in a world of abundance, we don't even know what money is anymore. So this becomes more complicated. So don't think of it as, oh, I've got my pile of money and everything's fine. It's more about my pile of lifestyle. Do I have the lifestyle I want? Am I protected from vast societal change? And so I think we've got 6 years to do that. 6 years before we don't know how to build a business. 6 years before we can't invest in financial markets. And again, 6 years is not an absolute date, but it's kind of just to give you a rough idea of how urgent this is. This is the most urgent thing. This is supplanted or changed my focus from, hey, everybody needs to be empowered in their financial journey to you've got 6 years to fucking sort your shit out. And so, part of what a lot of what I write about in Global Macro Investor is this. And Real Vision is trying to take people down this journey. This 6-year journey is the most important time of anybody's lives. I can't stress that enough. Everything will change, including society around us, and it's not going to be easy to absorb it. But at least if you're open-minded, you're adapting to it, you're investing in it, you're at least investing in this change, as opposed to fearing the change as it comes.
Bitcoin's post-halving price action projects a six-figure value per BTC as a popular technical indicator presents a bullish pattern for the world's largest cryptocurrency. Based on previous price action, Bitcoin's recent drop below $50,000 saw it traded under its post-halving growth trajectory range, according to crypto data provider Econometrics. If it returns to this range before year-end, we're looking at a high likelihood of a six-figure value for 1 BTC, they declared, setting ambitious targets for Bitcoin price. Well, assuming the same growth rate as the past 3 cycles, we would expect one BTC to be worth between $140,000 and $4,500,000 per coin, starting from $63,000. From a technical point of view, anonymous Bitcoin analyst Rect Capital argued that Bitcoin's latest recovery above $60,000 had resulted in a significant change in trend. Bitcoin is trying to solidify this recently broken downtrending resistance, RED, into a new trend line of support. Rect Capital said in an August 12 post on X. The analyst referred to BTC's sharp recovery a few days after Bitcoin crashed to $49,577 on August 5. Rect Capital explained that the price was retesting the support line, confirming the end of the downtrend to precede trend continuation to the upside. The key thing here is trend continuation. Adler Jr. shared a chart in an August 13 post on X showing the MACD deep in the negative territory. The same scenario was witnessed on July 8, when the BTC price reached a low of $53,550. This was followed by a bullish cross from the MACD on July 12, with Bitcoin rising 30% from these lows to retest the $70,000 level on July 29. There is an impending bullish cross from the MACD on the daily timeframe. If the same scenario plays out, BTC could sustain the ongoing recovery to record higher highs.
But exponential is a real thing for me because this is so profound a change that we're about to go through that I want to go on that change with people. I don't have all the answers. None of us do. Simply none of us do. So we're going to have to go through this together and we have to be smart and try and figure it out as we go. But I do know that this idea of 6 years to make as much money as possible is really important. And I do think that the real answer to this, as far as I can see, is cryptocurrency, because it is the best performing asset in the world and of all time. And so I think that's the one thing we can lean in. It has a huge future in the exponential age. Technology investing is the other one. You know, there are incredible companies doing incredible things, and we're doing stupid things like, yeah, but it's already a 2 trillion company. Well, think of the world I was been talking about. Is there no reason somebody's not going to be 20 trillion, 50 trillion? Of course. Some of these companies are going to be bigger than sovereigns. So you need to get your head around everything has changed. It's really hard for value stocks and small companies and minor gold miners or whatever the past world looked like to succeed in this new world. It's just not going to work. So get your heads around all of this, focus, 6 years, it's what counts, and make them count for you and your family. One of the other ways that this affects the economy is this is essentially a nuclear bomb of deflation because everything goes to zero in value. You can't see it now. The world's fighting over inflation. You know, our wages might go up and all of this stuff. You have no comprehension of the scale of deflationary shock that this is going to create. Because things that create inflation, humans, their purchases, human labor, scarcity, well, they go to abundance. It inverts the system. So it's a very complicated world, and the deflationary shock is gigantic. It's one of the reasons I do not believe in secular inflation. I think people have the wrong marker stones. People seem to think this is somewhat akin to the internet. It's not. It's fucking profound how big this is. This infinite intelligence. The internet was just the rails. This is the applications layer of which all of humanity will be based. And it is extraordinarily deflationary because the AI will solve its own problems. So it'll solve its own energy problems. It'll solve its own logistics problems. It'll solve its own security problems. So these things get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So as a deflationary shock, it's huge.
Reinforcing the long-term bullish outlook for Bitcoin, analysts at market intelligence firm Glassnode found a hodling preference is beginning to emerge among long-term investors as the market slowly recovers from last week's sell-off. Glassnode analysts said, after several months of relatively heavy distribution pressures, the behavior of Bitcoin holders appears to be rotating back towards eco dealing and accumulation. The chart below shows that following an extensive period of supply distribution, Bitcoin whales are returning to a regime of accumulation. Using the Accumulation Trend Score, ATS, a metric that assesses a weighted balance change across the market, Glassnode found that the indicator recorded its highest possible value of 1.0. This suggests there has been significant accumulation throughout the last 4 weeks. This metric also suggests there is a shift back toward accumulation-dominant behavior. This trend was more pronounced among long-term holders, LTAs, who, according to Glassnode, have returned to a preference for HO dealing. Over the last 90 days, more than 374,000 BTC migrating into LTH status. Overall, on-chain conditions speak to an undertone of high conviction amongst the Bitcoin holder base. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoinzilla. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.